Hi guys, and welcome back to the Our Minds channel and another sit down video. Hope you guys are doing all right, and I hope you had a really good Easter. Do you know what? Before we get into the video, when I tell you I had one of the best Easters that I think I've ever had. I ate so much. The weather was good. Whole of the family came down. Ate so much, just so much food. But anyway, let's get into this sit down video. Dating and depression, or should I say, should you date when you are depressed or if you're going through a depressive episode? Now, I never went to university. Some people just don't want to go to university, didn't feel the need to go to university. I was one of the people that didn't go to university. However, when I did graduate from St. Francis Xavier College and I got my AS levels in classical civilization and performing arts, and for the life of me, I can't remember the third one. I did not get a grade, nor did I study love, relationships, and dating. However, life has taught me things. So therefore, I feel as though through my experiences and through what I have been through, I can give an opinion. And my answer is absolutely not. No, no, don't do it. Now, like I said, I do not have a PhD in relationships and dating and what have you, but I have basic common sense, like basic level common sense. And without sounding rude, and I don't mean to sound rude, there are just certain things that you shouldn't do if you are suffering from something that is negative. All right. For example, you would never, nor should you ever, invite somebody who is an alcoholic or a recovering alcoholic to a cheese and wine tasting session. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You should never do something like that. So, when it comes to depression and dating, I'm not sure if that previous example I gave was the right example to give, but what I'm trying to say is you shouldn't do it because it doesn't benefit you. Not only does it not benefit you, it doesn't benefit the other person that you're with. I'll say in recent years, this is something that, am I recording? Yes, I am. Always got to check if I'm recording. This is something in recent years that I've really come to understand, and that is you can't depend on anyone to help save you. You can't depend on anyone to save you. Now, you don't have to agree with what I just said. This is just how I feel. This is just what I think. Okay. Now, yes, 100%, you can have people to support you and to help encourage you, but to literally depend on somebody to save you is very, very dangerous. And in today's world, in today's society, wherever you live, dating and getting into a relationship and sleeping around and doing all of that stuff is like way up there. And again, I'm not a dating guru, but the main reason why I say you shouldn't like actively seek out a romantic relationship is because when you do that, you're kidding yourself. You're saying to yourself, you know what? I'm putting my trust and my hope in this person that they are going to help heal me, to complete me. And they won't. Now, obviously, in life, there are exceptions to the rule. Me personally, I do not live my life with the exception. I don't live my life according to the exception to the rule, nor would I encourage anybody to live their lives to the exception to the rule. If you are somebody who lives your life that way, God bless you, amen. Do what works for you. But I would never come on here and promote that to you. Why? Because the key word is exception. There are things that can happen, And yes, I know in this big ass world that we live in with like over 8 billion people, I am sure that there's somebody out there or many people out there who they have gone through a depressive episode or they have been depressed, and yes, boom, they've actively sought out a romantic relationship and it's worked for them. That's amazing. But for the majority who have done that, and through my experience, it just doesn't, oh Lord, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. And what you find is because you are hoping, wishing, praying, and depending on that person to help you, and that's a very big ask of them because even when you are going through a depressive episode, um, you yourself can't quite articulate or even gather all the dark thoughts that are in your head to verbally, say them. So it is a very huge ask. But what you find is when you're depending on somebody to fix you, not only is it a big ask, but you're putting pressure on that person. And let's face it, that's really unfair to do something like that because nobody, let's face it, nobody willingly gets into or okay, do you know what? Nobody, whether you're on a dating app, which person I think is the devil's playground, but that's for another video, whether you're on a dating app, whether you meet somebody at work, whether you're at a bar, whether you're at a restaurant, wherever you go and you meet somebody, nobody writes down on their list, I want my partner to suffer from depression. Yeah, I want to fix her, I want to fix him. Nobody requests that. Nobody asks for that. No one. And if you are somebody, listen, God bless you. We'll pray for you. But it's not one of the things that it's on people's list. All right. So when you get into this relationship and, your depression or your depressive episode is coming through and you don't know, although you know what to do, we all know who have been people who have been depressed, you know that it's hard for you to come out of it. You can't just click your fingers and then boom, oh my God, suddenly you're you know, you're A plus, you're A star, you're absolutely fine again. That it just doesn't work that way. So when that side of you starts to come out, your partner then looks at you and it's like, what is going on? I don't know how to help you. And there becomes a strain. So it's not fair for the other person. It's also not fair on you because not only are you now having to deal with your dark thoughts and your depression, you're now also dealing with the frustration that this person that you've gotten into a relationship with, they can't help you. You see, and I've done this before. I had that mindset of, oh my God, if I get into a relationship, he's gonna love me. And once I feel the love, I'm gonna feel fine. And if I'm being really, really honest, um, I did feel that way for a little bit, but it didn't last. And again, you want a relationship to last. You want something to be healthy. And the mindset that I was in and what I was putting on these guys that I was with, it wasn't healthy. Everything starts with you. And like I said, I'm going to repeat it again. Um, you can have support, you can have encouragement from others, but ultimately it is you, not the other person. Do not depend on it, and don't think that love is going to completely and utterly heal you, as in romantic love. Or if I find a girlfriend, if I find a wife, they're going to completely heal me. Now, they can influence you. Like I said, they can support you, they can encourage you. But if you haven't done the work for yourself, all right, and you're just repeating the same pattern, and hoping to get a different result, you are kidding yourself. Not only are you kidding yourself, but you are robbing yourself of a really, I think, fruitful, lovely, healthy, loving, did I mention loving already, relationship. You see, what you need to do is you need to work on you. However that may be, going to talk to a counselor, life coach, therapist, if you have a priest, a pastor, reverend, or somebody that you can talk to somebody. That's always for me, the first step, and take it from there. It's not going to happen overnight. Unfortunately, there isn't a magic drink or something or a pill or something that you can take and then boom, you're going to be absolutely fine. You have to put it in the work. Now, again, like I always say, I am not the oracle, and I sure as hell am not God at all. He is the architect of all things. If you're doing the work, and let's say, I don't know, God decides that, you know what, I'm going to put this so called person in your path and run off into the sunset. If you feel it's right, and if you are doing the work, and you are mentally and emotionally healthy enough to handle what comes with a relationship, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. But what I'm saying is, do not actively seek out a romantic relationship in the hope that it will heal you, because it won't heal you. And like I say again, I'm telling you this through my own personal experience. And to be fair, I know of personally, I know of one other person it happened to, but this person was actually a guy. And also, um, on my what is that platform? On my Instagram account, Almans2020. Go check it out. Go follow me if you're not following me already. There are quite a few accounts that I follow, um, and main their main feature of their account is love and relationships. And a few of them actually talk about putting their faith, their hope, depending on another person to heal them. And it hasn't worked out. So it kind of lets me know that, you've got to do the work for yourself before you entertain anything. And while it's still fresh in my mind, unpopular opinion right here, I am not a fan of dating apps. Yes, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Me personally, I just think it's the devil's playground, but that's me. Um, I if somebody came to me and they were like, "Oh, Jemima, how can I meet a guy?" I would never say, "Oh, join a dating app." I just wouldn't. Um, I might actually do another video about dating and depression, because boy, when with dating apps, oh my god, where do I even start with this, with the whole dating app thing? Okay, so when you're not right up here and in here, and you are literally throwing yourself into the lion's den, and you are saying, this is what I want, and this is how old I am, and this is what I do, and you are seeing these vultures who are ready to pounce on you, and 9 times out of 10, these vultures are not really good birds anyway, but these vultures are all looking at you, ready to pounce. Usually you find that they're not coming with good intention. Do not put your t- d- don't put, not even your don't even put your baby toe into the lion's den, which is the dating apps, because listen, that really will not help you. Do not seek validation from people that just want to hook up. And yes, I know there are people on there that do want a meaningful relationship. God bless them, amen. Going on dating apps, you are still actively seeking out a relationship. Not only are you seeking out a relationship, but you are opening Pandora's box, and you are allowing those people who, they themselves are probably going through a depressive episode. They themselves have very low self-esteem. They themselves are just not right in the mind, and they just want to screw you over, mistreat you, ghost you, try and get money from you. Everything that I'm saying right now is not new, because it has happened, and unfortunately it still is happening. But you have the power to not entertain that. You have the power not to go through with that by not being on that app in the first place. So the whole point of this video is, don't rely on somebody to help fix you, because they won't. And yes, obviously, exceptions to the rule, but try your best not to live by the exception to the rule, because it is an exception. When I think back to relationships that I've had, and just like the long-term relationships that I've had, right? And I think of my mindset now. Sorry, yeah, I think of my mindset now, and I think, my gosh, all the information and all the work that I've done on myself now, I would never, in a million years, have gotten into those relationships. And like, listen, if I had a white flag, I'll hold it up, because I know that, yes, okay, certain individuals weren't very nice to me, but I had a part to play as well. And I know that um, mentally and emotionally, I wasn't in the best headspace. And I was literally depending on these guys to help fix me. And when they would just walk away from me, whenever they would just ignore me, or they weren't doing what I wanted them to do, and I wasn't verbally telling them what they should do in order to fix me, I would get angry. But not angry where I was like, you, yes, no, I wasn't shouting at that, not that kind of angry, but it was an internal angry. And then I think back and I just think to myself, you were wasting so much foolish time and so much energy. So you were dealing with what you were dealing with mentally, and you were also frustrating yourself in the process, where you knew you shouldn't have been in that situation in the first place. And had you have just said, no, I'm going to focus on myself, I depended on a guy or guys to fix me. And I don't want whoever is watching this video to do that. And this is for both men and women. Yes, I'm a female, and I'm assuming, well, not assuming, I can kind of see, even though I've got like the smallest amount of followers, I can see the percentages that are male and female. This goes across the board. When I give a message, unless I say specifically, say, ladies, this is for you, this is this message is for absolutely everybody. Work on you. Let's work on us together, because I'm not in a relationship at the moment. And it's all right. It's not the end of the world. Don't be afraid of being alone. Like, don't completely isolate yourself from people, because that's not healthy. But don't think that it's an absolute curse if you haven't found your person yet. What's really sad is when you know mentally and emotionally you're not in the best place, and you seek validation, and you're seeking unhealthy help from somebody else. That's sad. Try, and I really stress on the word try and work on you. Be open to everything that God can allow to come into your life, but be selfish to know that, you know what, I need the work, and I need to do the work. And the work isn't necessarily going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. And I truly believe that when we actually get there, because I'm in the same boat like you, when we get there, it's going to be amazing. Because I refuse, point blank period, to believe that you try in life, you try in all aspects, and you do good. And yes, you're going to fail. Yes, you're going to slip up. That's life. We're human. Nobody was born like Jesus. We're going to mess up. But so long as you know what the truth is, and you're good to others, and you're serving others, and you're loving yourself, and you're loving other people, I find it hard to believe that that's it. That in this life as we are living, you don't get anything back. I refuse to believe that. You do the work, you pray on what you want. If you're praying for, a partner or spouse, pray on that. And I do believe that God will show you to that person, or that person will come into your life. But don't depend on anyone to fix you, to heal you. Ask for support, but 100% depend on God. As always, I hope that you guys got something from this video. You can follow me on all of my socials, same name, like, my YouTube channel, Our Minds. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, be well, go love yourself, go love others, stay off the dating apps. Please stay off the dating apps. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.